Hey everybody, it's Podsquisite Mike here, and I'm here to tell you the story of a bonus feed blunder. That's right, if you've been waiting for our episodes of Podsquisite Corpsecast issue 12 and issue 13, we do apologize. Those episodes never posted, and we just realized it thanks to some fine, friendly folks in our Discord. So, what we're going to do is release both of those episodes combined as a mega episode so we can tie a nice bow on this series and get everything out there. So, thanks for sticking around. Sorry we missed it. And we'll see you later when there's more exquisite corpses stuff to talk about. Bye. Hey, everybody, welcome to this Podsquisite Corpsecast. It's the 12th issue of 13. If you're one of those intelligent types, they call it penultimate. One of those hoity-toity show-off words. The penultimate issue of Exquisite Corpses. We're pretty excited. This could have been a final issue, I think, but it seems like there is almost a bonus. Issue 13 could be interpreted as an icing on the cake issue. So very excited to get into what we mean by that at some point. But first, we've got some normal business to attend to on the old Podsquisite Corpsecast. Guys, I opened this book up and I didn't see our normal listing of just an individual additional guest creator for an author and art. And I said to myself, oh, is this Corpse Classic with Justinian and Walsh?
I love New Corpse.
I like Crystal Corpse.
Is it Crystal Corpse? Good metal band name.
It's a
Crystal
great
Corpses.
name.
But I flipped through the comic book and there's a handful of different art styles there. I think this was a suicide style corpse issue.
Oh, was it really?
Was it a traditional exquisite corpse?
I think a lot of the contributors came back. Credited in the underneath the two names, if you open the front cover of the book, it says the Exquisite Corpses crew. And there's all the like backup writers. And so I don't know if the work was divvied out or what, but it did seem like some of the art did change page to page.
Interesting.
Maybe forever a mystery. Isn't it though? That's what everyone comes here for. They say, they listen to this podcast and they say, oh, I didn't know that.
Huh. First Issue Club, the podcast you come to say, huh.
As we speculate about things that happen instead of tell you for sure.
Mike, can I just interrupt real quick? It's throwing me off here because you are freshly sheared. You have the smoothest looking cheeks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Brandishing a brand new mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Andy and I look like two hermits that have just emerged from a cave.
Gotta trim those beards, fellas. Every now and again.
New podcast series, first issue Clippers. We trim our beards and mustaches live on the Patreon.
First issue cuts.
First issue cuts. It was way better than first issue Clippers.
Our card this game is the Fox Mask Killer. This is the card you want the foil of. None of us got a foil card this time around.
Womp womp.
We'll just keep buying copies.
Can we do a foil count real quick? I have 0.
You have none? I've pulled 3.
Crazy. Because I also have 0.
Oh, you don't have any either.
No.
I got Slater last month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a Nurse Pete foil and a Congregation foil.
So hold on. So they're 1 in 10, and Mike D got all the hits that the entire first issue club is due.
I mean, we have a damn show.
The law of averages has worked out for the podcast.
That's
Can't
right.
buy a bucket.
They're cool. There's nothing like extremely spectacular about them. And I appreciate that they did something that makes it feel like a fun chase thing, but the stats of the card are no different, and It's not like a full foil like a Magic the Gathering card would be. It's just like a little blood splatter in kind of a chrome finish.
I will add, says the man who has 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
they're
true.
not that special.
They're not that special. I've got 3
These
of them.
old things.
This card itself, the Fox Mask Killer, deals 3 damage to their target, and then that player who's been attacked takes 1 damage per turn until the game ends or they are cured.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Pretty good lethal card.
I love my damage over time effects.
Yep. Adds up over time. Guys, this issue we open up in the control room again. We're feeling familiar. This is the exquisite corpses we know and love. Some great control room scenes. The games master here has announced that we are down to our final 2 killers. Pretty Boy, who's got the axe for Georgia, and Fox Mask Killer, who is wielding the sword on behalf of New York. What do you guys think of our introductory control room scene?
I liked that it felt like it was setting up for a title fight. Like there was suitable hype for the final 2.
Yes.
I feel like the issue would have been good but lacking had it just started in Hill Valley proper.
Yeah. This is why the guy that introduces the boxing match is so important at the beginning of those.
That's right.
He hypes you up.
So you know what you're doing.
Let's get ready to rumble.
That's right.
As they say. I thought it was nice because you got to see these rich people start to squirm.
Yes.
Because they knew that in order to prosper for the next 5 years, they kind of knew whose asses to start kissing in these final moments.
Yeah.
They gave us a good opportunity to see some of the like fallout and repercussions that are starting to happen during this opening sequence where you again see Carolina dealing with the death of her sister, coming out of like her moment alone in the bathroom where she's like thrown up and is a bit of a mess. And then Atlanta is boasting about finally getting the respect he deserves because his final killer is in the match and he's feeling very confident.
Which, not true. Because we find out through Massachusetts again that people are forgetting that it's not the player, it's the weapon.
So true. Such is the crux of the entire series. But we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Back in Oak Valley, Pretty Boy's looking for like a quick reprieve and finds his way back into the convenience store. He sees his old pal Mike done dirty, crushed by Rascal Randy. He slugs some Gatorade.
Yeah, what a plug for Gatorade right there.
But Fox Mask Killer's right behind him.
I thought it was an interesting moment to have him actually comment on Mike and sort of be, because I think the 3 of us at least really grew to love Mike. Like he was kind of a highlight character, and I think we were all pretty bummed when they bumped him off. So it was interesting to have one of the killers of all people like be the audience insert and make that commentary specifically about that character.
It was almost like how you would talk about a family pet who had passed. Like, oh yeah, like I really loved Mittens. Like she was great. But I'll move on. Like, he wasn't speaking of Mike like he was like a great friend he made, and he was like kind of like destroyed that another human life was taken. He was just like, oh man, shucks, that guy was fun.
I read it the same way somebody would talk about like their favorite like Love Island character getting kicked off the island.
Yes.
You know, like, oh, he was such a zany character. I wish he would have come back. Like,
yeah, I miss Boston Rob.
Yeah,
it was. I did think there was a bit of like a full circle moment. You know, when those guys first met was in the convenience store, and that was one of the things that like really propelled the story early on. Was those 2 having a moment, and then they have their kind of like last meeting, although Mike is already dead, again in a convenience store I'm not sure if it's the same one.
It's not.
It is a convenience store nonetheless.
Yeah.
So
the convenience store that Mike worked at was on the edge of town, and this one is downtown.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It did seem kind of like out there. I felt like I had another clever thought about that, but it has escaped me for now. I'll come back to it if I think
You have
of
so
it.
many. It's hard to keep track of them all.
Isn't it? That's the
heavy
one
is the
thing
burden.
I really suffer in my life. That I can't remember all my great thoughts.
Too many good ideas.
Yeah.
The amount of moleskin journals I go through is just brutal.
They're stacked 75 high in my corner. All right. Just as they start to battle, we have like a panel that shows the axe and the sword clashing. We jump cut to the streets where we see the gruesome aftermath of Audrey having killed Carolina in front of her son, who she thought was deceased. And at this point, you see it in her eyes. Audrey truly snaps. What do you guys think about what unfolded after that?
Yeah, I think it was a perfect illustration of what a manic episode looks like. This woman has been through absolute hell to try and find her son. Her son is literally 5 feet away from her, and no one will let her have her son. Like, as a parent and as just like a human on earth, that is a maddening thing to do. Like just to try to explain to other people, just like, do you have any idea the lengths I went through to get my son back? And now you won't give me my son back? That's not going to happen. More people are going to die.
Says the lady with like 2 knives in her hand.
That's still bloodied.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, put the knives down, and she's like so frenzied that like she can't hear anything anyone's saying.
That was the interesting part. Is that she knew what she should be doing, which is putting the knives down.
Right.
But to your point, Greg, she's like, no, I've already been through this. I'm not going to do that. You need to do what I say.
Your knives down.
Yeah, you need to do what I say now. I need to talk to the manager.
This is the Audrey show, and I'm calling the shots.
Yeah, it was a particularly terrifying moment, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like through the course of this, I kind of felt like there wasn't anyone scarier than Audrey in that moment, right?
Yeah.
Which is saying something. I mean, Audrey started as kind of this sweet, innocent person, and we've seen her completely broken throughout the course of this. And that was like, we've talked about this becoming like a cartoon or a video game or a movie or a show. And that seems like one of those moments that if this got adapted, you would be like, holy shit, that's the part that I remember.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that really scared me the most. It's funny because we've been dealing with killers and serial killers this whole series, but all of them had a restraint and like a controlled chaos to them all. Like they knew their craft, they had honed their craft, and they knew what to do. Audrey, in this moment, is a canister of gasoline and a match. She is so volatile, and she has weapons in her hand, and no one is able to predict what she's going to do next. And that is the most terrifying thing to come across.
Yeah. In this scene, Jason tells his mother she's just as bad as the killers too, which is, such a gut punch to go through all of this, survive, and then see that your son is still alive after you've shoved 2 knives in someone's face.
Right.
Like, what an especially brutal. I mean, they did a great job of like pushing Audrey there.
The comparison that I drew was that all the other serial killers were like, they were more like John Wayne Gacy, where they like had this persona, and yes, they were serial killers and they were scary, but it's like it's telegraphed. Like, you are clearly a serial killer. You're dressed as a clown and you look like a serial killer. But Audrey in that moment is like Jeffrey Dahmer, where she's like just completely gone batshit insane, and you don't know what she's going to do because she wants her kid back, but she's holding 2 knives and is going to maybe attack her son. Who knows?
Yeah. So she charges in, Jason goes running. Zavi runs after Jason. Laura clocks Audrey with the butt of her gun and knocks her out. So tentatively resolving this standoff. Kick those knives away.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be easier to talk when you wake up. Okay. But this leads to a fantastic exchange, which we set up in the last issue. Because on the ground is the walkie that Carolina has been carrying with her to talk to her sister. And that walkie gets a transmission from the other end that starts outlining, although it appears that Laura and her fellow residents, or at least some of them, have survived this and are coming out the other side, that's actually not the case, that anyone who knows too much is still doomed. There's a plan to ultimately take everybody out. We find out that on the other side of that line is Massachusetts, if I hadn't said that yet, kind of trying to manipulate Laura, but we haven't seen that side of the conversation yet. Before we get back into Massachusetts' ultimate pitch for Laura, we get back to the gruesome fight scene within the convenience store. And is there anything we have some injuries during this fight scene? Any thoughts in particular? Not a lot of dialogue, but a lot of action. What did you guys think of the art in these pages?
It was brutal. I mean, you could kind of feel every slice and cleave and like blood and sweat just whipping past your face. Like, these are two exhausted humans at the end of their alleged journey, just going to town on each other, leaving no ounce of energy left unspent to gain whatever prize they're supposed to get.
This is the kind of action scene that I think movies like John Wick really pulled from comics in particular, where in because in a comic, because it's a, you know, like a one by one, you have panels, right? You're telling a visual story like a movie, but you have to do it as one by one scenes, like a storyboard, right? So you have
we're highlighting all the coolest shit.
You have to, and you have to focus in on, like, oh, that guy's fingers got cut off. Oh, that, you know, his arm got broken with this specific move. And you have to center it in the panel and show it. Otherwise, your audience is going to miss it, right? And it's that kind of stuff that I think once that got translated into the medium of movies, you started getting like these kind of John Wick style action features. So that's really what it felt like to me. Was like a super kinetic, high energy action sequence in a movie.
Kinetic's a good word for it. I think the line work was really like loose and frenetic in a way, and the colors were like neon and high contrasting, and all those like little micro decisions made it seem like such a crazy wild interaction between these two characters. And yeah, the close-ups on like there is kind of like a tit for tat sort of thing with them both having like sharp-edged instruments, and Fox Mask Killer losing half of a hand, and then Pretty Boy grabbing the sword as like a last grasp for survival or defense in one scene and losing all of his fingers on his left hand. Yeah, that was a gnarly scene, but action packed and crazy, and I think got across the energy that you want from your big epic final confrontation between these two.
Another, you mentioned the color, and one thing that I didn't like put together until you said it just now is that the like control room scenes have all been monotone. Yeah, they're like completely red and black. And this might be like the film student in me, but I think that really portrays the fact that the murder and mayhem that we've been subjected to over the last 12 issues are really caused by the people in that control room. You know, it's being affected by the killers that we're watching, but ultimately the blood is on the hands of the people in that control room.
I don't know if it was during that particular battle scene, But there was like a cut back to the control room where it's just all of them watching, and the reflection of the brutality is cast in their eyes, like the rich people.
Yeah.
Kind of, it reminded me a lot of like They Live, or like any of these other just like super powerful society group controlling another group, and just like the violence is reflected back onto the viewer. You're just like, holy fuck! Like,
Yeah.
just the poetic symbolism of that was so good.
So while we flash back to that control room there, we get the continuation of Massachusetts talking to Laura over the walkie. And so you're seeing the different stakeholders of the different colonies while you're getting kind of like a monologue / dialogue from Massachusetts, wherein she proposes that Laura kill the final killer in exchange for the lives of Audrey, Zavi, and Jason. So at least the couple people that you know best or care for that have seen a lot of horror and survived this thing will set you guys up after this. I don't think Laura feels necessarily like she can totally trust Massachusetts, but I also sense that there's a feeling in her that, like, if I'm dead either way, like, why not?
Yeah.
At this point, why not? Like, they're just
Right.
they're everyone else is a killer. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So why don't I do this? And if it helps me, great. If it doesn't, I'm where I started.
Yeah, you're either dead either way, or you might have a way out.
Yep.
It's kind of like how I imagine survivors in a zombie apocalypse movie feel, of just like,
Mhm.
you hold on to your humanity so long that at some point you're just like, fuck it. Like, I have to now become a different human
Yeah.
to survive and just live. Like, I have to kill people. I have to steal and trick and be deceitful and hide. Like, I think this is that point for Laura of just like, I'm fucked literally either way I go. And this buys me a little bit more time, so I'm going to go with it.
All right. From here, we go back to the fight, which is now moved out into the open street. I think we crashed through a window of the convenience store. So we've got onlookers and an audience now.
And now that convenience store has no windows because Audrey smashed through one of them. And now the Fox Mask Killer and the Pretty Boy smashed through the other.
Yeah. At this point, we see Pretty Boy get his head chopped off
Great scene.
by Fox Mask Killer.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, I should have said that if you don't want any spoilers, don't listen to the entirety of this podcast, including
listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to the last 12 episodes.
Yeah, 12 episodes of this thing.
I think it was very telling with that battle too that Pretty Boy wasn't getting any kind of reaction from Fox Mask Killer. Like, he wanted some kind of reaction from her, even just like any kind of scream or whimper or anything, when he was just like hacking her to bits. But she was not giving him those final moments that he wanted. So he was just getting more and more aggravated and sloppy as the fight went on, which was so choice.
Yep, love that as well. So at this point, we think Fox Mask Killer has won on behalf of New York, but we've been privy to the conversation between Laura and Massachusetts. Not only has Pretty Boy's head flown off, but the lone gunman's mask has flown off too. And we cut to Laura announcing herself as the new representative for Massachusetts who has Massachusetts gun, and that she is going to kill New York on behalf of Massachusetts. At this point, Fox Mask Killer is like, go for it. I entered into this competition to take revenge on Lady Carolina in this whole story that we never quite got to the bottom of, and she's given up, and she's just like, all right, half of my hand is cut off. I'm beat to shit. Just do it. Let's just end it. So she says just do it to Laura. Laura pops her one. And then we get this, I think, incredible panel of of Laura where she gets the moniker the last gunman, and is donning the mask and gets the whole background treatment of the typical Exquisite Corpses kind of covers. So kind of a wild moment there.
Totally.
Vargas is sharing it on screen if you're following us on video, or Greg is, maybe.
Greg is, yeah.
One of you. At this, stop me if you guys have anything you want to pop in, but at this, New York is incensed, back in the control room, because his win has seemingly been ripped away before the game's been called by the games master. So he grabs a walkie and makes kind of like a last dash attempt to stay in it. So he yells towards a groggy Audrey that Laura's only looking out for herself and intends to let Jason die. And Audrey then takes up the sword on behalf of New York and takes the mantle of Audrey Unleashed. And she looks fucking crazy in that splash panel.
So
she looks like Gollum.
Yeah. So although all of our killers are dead, we've got 2 townspeople now who are going to fight it out between New York and Massachusetts, and we'll have a winner. Seemingly,
I don't know if you guys can see this, but like the faint image of Audrey in the background of her own picture right here is fucking creepy.
Yeah,
it's so fucked up.
Yeah, it's super creepy.
Yeah, this poor woman.
Do you guys want to know who won our Deadpool? Our bet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say we've got our own games master on the Discord in Orion who set up our own tournament. And I was gonna ask him today if he thought we picked killers initially.
Yeah.
And I assume we were gonna stick with killers and call it a game after this.
Yeah, I don't know who won the Discord, but I've got at least the 3 of us.
Oh, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant our Discord competition.
No, I wish I knew that. We'll have to check in with Orion and get the results.
Well, we still have one more issue left of.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us could have predicted 2 killers.
No, but I'm saying we could update them on the next episode of the Discord.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. So I was the only one that picked a person to die before issue 7, before the halfway. I predicted Slater would die before the halfway point. Mike D predicted that Pretty Boy would die before issue 7, so that was way out because he made it all the way to issue 12. Greg predicted that the Recluse would die before issue 7. So he made it, I think, to issue 10, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Or 10 or 11. So that was close. But I was the first out of the pool because I thought Gamer Kid and Calvin would go the distance. They died in issue 6, so didn't even make it halfway. Mike D, you picked Lone Gunman to win. Unfortunately, we found out the Lone Gunman died in issue 8.
Yes.
But Greg thought that Lady Carolina would go the distance, and she was only bumped off in technically the last issue 11. So
technically,
Greg is our big winner in picking Lady Carolina.
Thank you. I assure you this will go to my head.
Oh, so all of that fanfare, Greg, that was for you.
Thank you. I would like to thank my family and James Tinyon for letting me know ahead of time who was going to die when. I didn't want to come out and pick the winner outright. I wanted some plausible deniability, but it's been fun, and I'm here to announce my retirement from picking Exquisite Corpses killers.
However, in the spirit of the comic we're reading, I would like to make the argument that our actual winner is none other than Michael DeStacy
because of the gun,
for picking the gun as the instrument that will go the distance.
The gun man.
Yeah. Well, I will say no. One, I like to be the winner, and two, not only is it a different person, it's a different name completely.
It's a different adjective. Half of the name is different.
Uh-huh.
One, a couple letters.
A couple letters.
Of
True. A couple
of
letters.
the name are
A
different.
couple letters changes history.
Okay, what do you guys think? I can't see you guys because that screen share is up still on my side.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, there
Weird.
we are. For me, anyway. My screen's like smaller. Hey, lovely to see your faces again. Predictions for the final issue of Exquisite Corpses.
Well, based on everything we said this episode, I kind of hope it's not Audrey. Like, as much as I don't want to see her die, because she's just sort of a suffering mother, I don't think things are going to be great if she ends up killing the person who's been coordinating the escape plan for our townspeople, you know?
Yeah. And I also don't think Laura would kill Audrey unless she absolutely had to protect other people. Part of me thinks like Laura wouldn't shoot Audrey even if she was like a sword's about to go through me. I think it might just be for like the protection of others that she would pull the trigger.
If Audrey lost the sword, she doesn't have to die, right? Because if we're going just based off a weapon, if someone else claims the weapon from her, they become the chess piece.
By the rules that we've seen or the precedent that we've seen so far, this could just go on and on and on and on forever until we run out of townspeople, right?
Yes.
Like
yes.
Audrey could kill Laura, and then someone else could pick up the gun and be like, "I'm Massachusetts now."
Yes.
And then
I'm Spartacus.
Yes, an infinite Spartacus.
Then shoot Audrey, and then someone picks up the sword and goes, "I'm New York now," and just back and forth into eternity.
Yeah.
But could Audrey be disqualified by being like disarmed and incapacitated?
I don't see this game, or I don't see the game masters taking a tie or like letting anyone live. Like, in order for them to declare a winner, everyone of their like players has to be dead. Like, because I think even in the beginning issues, like no one can surrender or like give up. Like, it has to be to the death.
What if Audrey kills herself? What if
Not gonna happen.
What if she snaps back to reality? Oops, there goes gravity, and she realizes the horror that she's inflicted upon her son in the town, and seppukus herself with the sword.
I mean, even on accident, right? She loses a handle on the sword and falls on it.
There you go.
Because she's just like completely lost herself.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought, and I actually like it because one, I simultaneously cannot see Laura killing anybody or killing Audrey especially, and I can't see this book ending without one of them dying.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So we're either gonna have Audrey kill Laura or Audrey kill herself on purpose or on accident, and then anything else, who knows, like would be a really weird unresolved sort of thing.
Hey,
And in any of those scenarios, I don't know what happens with like the townspeople. I would hope the next issue would resolve some of like, let's say Laura gets out of this thing and Massachusetts makes good on her offer. Like, what's Laura's life look like now, and what does Zavi and Jason's lives look like now? I'd love to see that as well.
Hey, we got season 2 coming.
Yeah, I think if in the scenario that Laura wins, quote unquote, Massachusetts offered her $100 million and the boys. So
not Audrey, just the boys.
Yeah. Well, assume. Yeah. I think that is weird. She did make that agreement before Audrey turned all.
Yeah.
Oops, all crazy. So I can see a scenario where Laura takes the kids, moves so far away that they don't have to worry about anything anymore. And then
until 5 years from then.
Until 5 years when the son seeks vengeance for Audrey and joins the Exquisite Corpse.
That's right.
I can also see a scenario where Zavi has to get involved.
There we go.
Audrey kills Laura. Audrey comes to get her son. Zavi says, "You're not getting this kid. You are crazy." And Zavi kills
her. Ooh, poor
20
Zavi.
years in the future, we've got Jason as one of the killers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exquisite Corpsecast 2099.
Corpsecast 2099. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I don't see a scenario where Audrey, and you know what? I feel stupid making predictions because this comic has taught us that doesn't matter because they have their own story to tell, and we've been wrong the entire time.
That's right. You make plans and Tinian laughs.
Mm-hmm. Tinian shrugged. But I don't see a scenario where Audrey comes out alive, or we don't get the same Audrey anymore. Like she's full blown crazy. Somehow she gets like smuggled out by like a rich person and used again in 5 years. Like they just keep training her. Like her brain's broken, and one of these rich people is just like, "Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, they Winter Soldier her.
Yeah, like we have a little piece of clay here that we can mold into a real killer."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Tragic life for Audrey.
I'll tell you the real winner is here. James Tynion.
I mean,
making another
for sure
incredible series.
Other than the Rascal Randy, what were the minis we're getting?
Fox Mass Killer, Rascal Randy, Lone Gunman,
Leopold Strong.
I almost fucking said that as a joke. Who is the third one?
Yeah, I thought there were 4.
There's 4.
I've heard there's 4.
Congregation. It's Congregation.
Are you serious?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
We could easily look this up online, but
yeah, we could, and we probably should.
What's the fun in that? Yeah, I can't wait to find out more about Fox Mass Killer and
yeah, I want to know what's up with her daughter.
Yeah,
well,
I'm like 90% sure that's the story we're gonna get.
Yeah, and with a connection with Lady Carolina. Curse them for laying those seeds that we must purchase 4 more issues of a comic to find out.
Okay. Well, we'll be back for sure for one more episode of Podsquisite Corpsecast. And who knows beyond that, maybe we'll come back for a bonus episode to talk about the 4 one-shots or maybe we'll do
minis.
An episode for each of them. Oh, they're minis.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll do a little bonus for each mini series once we finish.
I do have them in front of me right now.
Good idea. What are they?
It's Rascal Randy, Fox Mass Killer, Lone Gunman, and then Book of the Dead.
Book of the Dead, of course, the crossover with Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I'm joking.
And Page Master. And with that,
is there a synopsis for what Book of the Dead is?
Looks like a recipe book.
I bet it's little mini stories of each of the killers. Like they each get
circle gets the square.
They each get a little one shot. That's my guess.
It's a Halloween oversized special, which will explore all the killers not getting their own miniseries.
There you go. See.
How about it? Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time back in Oak Valley, Maine.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. I have an announcement to make. We've reached the end of Exquisite Corpses, the comic book, with issue 13. What a ride it's been. Today's episode of Podsquisite Corpsecast will serve as a one final opportunity to try to get this podcast right. And then after that, God knows what's going to happen from here. Will we revisit it?
Yeah.
We'll see. But we return, maybe for the last time, to Oak Valley, Maine tonight, folks. Oh, so sad.
Well, definitely Oak Valley, Maine. But will
Oak
this be the
Valley,
last
Maine
time we
is-
return to Exquisite Corpsecast?
We'll see.
Question mark.
We'll
question
discuss
mark,
that.
question mark.
We'll discuss that more at the end of this episode, I think. Like I said, issue 13. I'm holding up a copy of the comic here, the polybagged variant with our last gunman on the cover. That is the card that we got
Cool.
this week. Very rad card. The skill is called Combat Medic. The target killer gains 1 health, and all of their status effects are healed or deal 1 damage to target killer. They are now bleeding. And when you bleed, you take a hit every round, I believe.
Right. We all know how games work.
Hit points 12.
Is that high?
I think they're mostly the same. A lot of the hit counts of a lot of the characters were around 12, I want to say. But I mean, hey, last gunman has a gun. It's pretty bad if you get hit with a gun, right?
I mean, it's probably the worst thing to get hit with besides.
And then you bleed afterwards? Insult to injury.
It's like, damn, it's bad enough I got hit by a gun.
Tell me about it. Now I got blood all over.
Now I got to bleed?
Oof,
Nah,
my
fam.
goof.
I ain't got time for that.
Guys, I don't think we had guest creators on this issue. That's something we normally cover off on this pod, who the guest writer and guest artist were for little sub-segments of the issue. But this was a Tynion and Walsh joint with Jordy on colors and Carrie on letters. That does it. We got the OG gang back together.
A classic Ocean's 11.
How about it?
I want to talk about the cards quickly
Yes.
because I couldn't
Make it
I couldn't-
quick.
Okay. Have we covered off on the Kickstarter on this podcast?
There was one. It's still going?
Yes, it's still going. They've unlocked 1 million stretch goals. Every box is now getting 2 pink foil cards, as well as a groundskeeper and a game master killer card,
Whoa,
Which is-
LFG!
which is very fun.
Holy hell.
There's a whole bunch of other stuff on there. So
Imagine a world where we didn't get those.
Imagine a world. I would almost return mine if I didn't get a groundskeeper killer card. If I'm going to be brutally honest here.
Honestly, Greg, I'm thinking the same.
Yeah.
I would be pissed. I
Oh,
mean, they didn't
jeez.
say you weren't getting one, but now that I know that was a possibility, I'm not super happy about it.
How much do we have to unlock to get bubblegum in the packs?
He's one of the main guys, Bubblegum.
The classic serial killer, bubblegum.
so my question about the cards.
Yeah?
We've had 13 issues. 1 card per issue.
Mm-hmm.
And the second print's got cards as well.
The second print's got cards too. They did. But those were all events, right?
Second print's got event cards, yes.
Yeah. So 1 killer card per issue. And the 13th issue was the surprise killer we didn't know we were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So which original killer didn't get a card?
No, there
Huh.
Right?
was Lone Gunman only a con exclusive card?
Lone Gunman came in issue 1.
And Fox Mass Killer was like a couple
Issue
a couple
11.
issues ago.
Did
Or,
Slater
yeah,
get one?
Slater got one. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was the Recluse.
Nurse Pete, Pretty Boy. Yeah, did the Recluse not get a card?
That doesn't seem right.
Hey, we've covered this on our podcast. I could go back through my notes, but it seems awfully tedious to do after the show is started.
Well,
Hey, Andy, maybe you should have had the answer before you asked this question.
Yeah. Great note, Greg. Exquisite Corpses 12, Fox Mass Killer. 11, Slater.
uh-huh.
10, Rascal Randy.
Uh-huh.
9, Recluse. 8, Leopold Strong.
Huh?
7. Ooh, I don't have the card written down for 7 and prior. Sorry, guys.
Uh-oh.
So close. Hum. I know Nurse Pete got one.
Nurse Pete, Gamer Kid, Leopold Strong, Lady Carolina, Layla Blaze, Congregation, Slater, Rascal Randy, Lone Gunman, Fox Mask Killer, Pretty Boy, and Recluse.
Fudge, man. I don't know the answer to that.
I think we should spend at least 20 minutes kind of figuring this out.
Yeah, meandering through.
Hang on. I'll go get my cards. Hang on. Let me look for them.
No, I just listed all the cards.
No, you did? So who's missing?
That's oh my god.
Our sanity.
Yeah, apparently. Nurse Pete, Gamer Kid.
In any case,
You guys go on. I'll figure it out.
I'm more upset.
I don't want to move on. I think we need to get to the bottom. If we're going to be the definitive
the de facto
podcast for Exquisite Corpses, I don't know that I can move on from this.
If we can't answer this, they're going to kick us off the Kickstarter tier.
That's right. The people deserve an answer.
We're not going to get our Fudge Mansion event card.
I'm part of this. I'm invested in this Kickstarter now myself, too, and I feel like to be a good patron of Kickstarter.
Here's my question while we're looking this up. We get new Lone Gunman card. Why don't we get Crazy Mom card?
Oh,
true.
Gosh,
we don't get a Crazy Mom.
What I wouldn't have given. I mean, I don't love the name Crazy Mom card.
How about Mom who's just trying her best card? Mom who's at her limits
there you
card.
Go. Yes.
Mom's
at her limits.
Okay, so maybe I had my thought wrong. So all the original killers got cards, but there were 13 original colonies, right?
Yes.
And only 12 killers.
I know for a fact this is some kind of SAT question, and I'm upset with you that you're bringing it into this safe realm of ours. I don't know how to answer this question.
Okay. Well,
maybe there's only 12 original colonies.
Should we pause and come back?
No, we're moving on, is what we're doing.
God, if you say so. So this issue opens right where we set off last time. It doesn't beat around the bush at all. We get right back into our conflict between our last gunman, who is our nurse, Laura, who has picked up the gun on behalf of Massachusetts.
And the mask.
And the mask. She looks very cool in the mask. Has made a deal with Massachusetts that she will get the remaining people, the young boys she's been rolling with this entire time, or I guess not the entire time, but that she's found herself responsible for, are going to get out of town, and she will get $100 million if she can take the game on behalf of Massachusetts. And she has realized this is really her only way out, and it is a way to kind of stick it to the game in whatever small way that she is able to do. She is facing off against a incensed, aforementioned mom who's met her limit, who has picked up the Fox Mask Killer's blade.
Yeah. Audrey, right?
Audrey, that's right. Mom Audrey.
Maudry.
And these two go at it. Our last gunman, Nurse Laura, tries to make a plea for her to set the knife down and move on, but the wheel's been set in motion at this point, that she's said and done some things that wrap her into the game, and she ultimately has a moment where she realizes that in order to do what's best for her son, and for her son to remember her in a positive light, she has to forego the competition, which means Laura has to take her life, which is a sad decision and a tough conflict that we thrust these characters into, but ultimately both characters don't see any other way forward, and that is done winning the game for Massachusetts. What is it? New Hampshire? Was New Hampshire the other state that was still in the race with Fox Mask Killer? Yep. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that person is like, whatever happens, yeah, I'm gonna make the next 5 years like a living hell for you guys in the interim. So that's where we have it. Thoughts and feelings about how this wrapped up.
Yeah, well, can I extend that of just like Massachusetts did keep her word, gave new identities to Zavi, Jason, and Audrey, gave Audrey $100 million, which is not enough money in my humble opinion.
I thought about that too. I was like, she goes across the country. They've got net new identities.
Mm-hmm.
None of them like it's going to be hard for any of them to ever have careers. They should be more set up than $100 million, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe like 100 million each. That's more plausible.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
Especially if you want them to keep a secret such as this. With
Yeah.
with the imaginary figure of money anyway. Like, what's a fake bank account with like just an unlimited amount? Like, it should be nothing to set up. In any case, that's a moot point at this stage. But we get this scene in the car, which I think is kind of relevant to how anyone would be in the car, of just like living through the most traumatic event in human history, of just like, we gotta go to the FBI and report this. And Audrey, that was Davi speaking, and Nurse Laura's just like, and do what? Like, first of all, if you think the FBI is not involved with this, you're probably crazy. Like, we have to now just keep our heads low and just go day by day now. Like, we are not gonna have a normal life going forward.
Yeah, Laura has essentially become the caretaker of both of these boys. I mean, we forget that, Zavi's presented as kind of like a caretaker of Jason throughout the storyline,
Mm-hmm.
but he is also a teenager.
Yeah.
So he is positioned as a younger brother of Nurse Laura. That's the identity he's been given. And then her adopted son is Jason.
Mm-hmm.
So she is now a mother.
Yeah.
In addition to all of this, you know what I mean, right? She's responsible for another person. And the biggest hurdle, one of the biggest hurdles she's got to cross is just ensuring these two never speak about it, right? Which is like hard for them to grasp as young people who didn't have to make some of the harder decisions, that the whole thing is for naught if they seek justice.
Well, and guess what? You can't take them to therapy either.
Yeah, right. You're gonna tell this to your therapist, right? Yeah, you've got to have like complete secrecy in the matter.
Hey, real quick, you have to keep your mouth shut. But
there is a secret cabal.
Hunger Games
every
are
5
real.
years. Yeah, they annihilate an entire town.
What would you say if I told you?
So Pennsylvania doesn't field a killer because they're the reigning champion. The reigning champion doesn't submit a killer.
Oh.
Okay.
So they just get to enjoy the fun?
Yeah.
I guess that's a way to keep it fair. I don't know.
It's a way to keep a bracket without one guy getting a bye.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that makes sense. All right. Well, you know what?
Glad I got to the bottom of that.
That was going to hang over my head all night. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This issue felt short.
This issue was worth it for the end of the story and then the epilogue.
Oh, we got to talk epilogue.
Well, I'll say first that the issue itself mostly felt like an epilogue. That even though we get the end of the battle and a winner in it, it did kind of feel like a foregone conclusion what was going to happen there. And I think that speaks to why it felt so brief, Greg, is that it did like, here's what you thought was going to happen or how the rest of it's going to unfold. And here's the outcome of that. But before we get to the epilogue, I mean, any other speculation or thoughts or feelings about how the book wrapped up?
So like maybe we'll save like ranking for the end of the episode, but like for a series that hinged on being unexpected and unpredictable, this issue to me felt like the most traditional issue of a comic series that I've read. Like, it kind of followed the beats of what would traditionally happen, like in a secret cabal taking over a town, fighting for the, the power of the next 5 years. Like, there were no real twists, except for maybe the epilogue of just like, oh, didn't see that coming. Like, it had gotten to a point where like all the mice were in a corner, and it's just like, which one's going to do the thing?
Which, right, it has to get there at some point, right? I think they did. Judging this one issue, like that, does a disservice to all the twists that led up to this issue,
and
right?
Sorry,
like,
that critique wasn't in negative review. It was just like it was weird and maybe like kind of poetic that this one felt the most quote unquote normal, of just like, oh, this is how it actually would happen if like a secret cabal took over and forced people to fight.
Yeah, and getting the out, like the finally over,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is on the whoever survived anyway is on the other side of it now.
Yeah.
And so it is your first time actually getting back to some kind of like semblance of normalcy, which is like not normal at all. But it did have that kind of like pick up the pieces, start our lives, like what happens now kind of ambiguous vibe to it. And I always do kind of like a quasi ambiguous ending to things that, don't just happily ever after everybody. And this book certainly delivered on that.
Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised that they actually pulled the trigger literally and figuratively and actually killed Audrey.
Yeah.
I thought for sure that once she sort of gave up the fight that she was going to drop the sword and somehow like renounce her, whatever, and she was going to end up living with everybody. But in the classic form of this series, they killed yet another surprise character. But I guess it would have been interesting to see her deal with the repercussions of all the things that she has done over the course of that night.
Right.
And I wanted to see that play out, in a spin-off or something, but at the same time, I didn't see it coming. I thought they would have let her live, but
who knows in volume 2 if we get more of Laura and Jason and Zavi's story. We might.
Yeah.
But just to speak to your point more, Vargas, Laura is a nurse, a healer, like established a relationship early on with Audrey where they were the only two people that they knew they could trust.
Yeah.
And had a relationship together, and so it was very tragic to see them thrust back together. And when I think back on this series, I think that more than any of the like fun kills and crazy moments that they mashed together, I'm going to think of this as Audrey's journey and how she was just pushed to an absolute breaking point and was like deranged by the end of it because of the awful circumstances this woman was put in.
Well, and yeah, it's almost, Laura and Audrey's stories are sort of two sides to the same coin, right? When you're faced with these extreme circumstances, do you rise above it and sort of think about the bigger picture and what, doing what's best for humanity as a whole? And that's sort of what Laura ends up doing. Or do you sort of join the mire and the muck and give in to your baser instincts? And that's what ultimately ends up happening with Audrey.
Well, and I think there's more to it than that, in that Laura served in the military and had kind of in a way already lost everything. And she had been hardened to a place where she was ready to make the hard decisions. Audrey had a job, she had a kid, she was finding like normalcy in her life and saw all of that lost. She was a very timid person at the beginning of the story and is forced to like murder multiple people throughout it. Like her innocence is lost. She's grieving the life she thought she would have had. She's grieving her child.
True.
And then to have that all spun on its head just like drives her absolutely mad by the end of the book.
And didn't we like kind of see throughout the whole series that like Audrey's life, her whole life, she had been like a punching bag. Like she had never spoken up for herself. She was divorced. She had terrible job after terrible job where bosses treated her like shit. She never spoke up for herself. Like after a while, you just, keep taking those punches and punches and punches and just like, you just snap. Like we saw, it's just like, I think she was just that insert character of just like, what happens when like a person just loses their humanity completely? Like when they've been pushed to their breaking point, what happens after the breaking point? And if you're not someone like Laura, who's been trained and who has seen terrible, horrible things, like you're kind of like a ship without a sail. Yeah, you're raging and furious and you want to hurt someone, but if you don't have any direction to go in, you're just like a mom with a sword, and you're just like, I don't know what to do. I'm just fucking angry.
Listen, I'm just a mom with a sword here.
If that's not the spin-off series, I'm gonna be pissed.
What would you guys do if you're now in Nurse Laura's shoes? You've got 2 kids to take care of. One that is like, even though a brother, you're their primary caregiver, and then secondly a son, but you've been given $100 million. In this scenario, you have no spouse. You're just like on your own with these 2 people you've inherited. What do you do?
Well, first you got to call a financial advisor and a lawyer.
Yeah.
You've come into a lot of money. You don't know. You really need to figure out how to manage that.
First thing that's going to happen, family's going to come out of the woodwork. They're going to be asking you for loans, and it just gets kind of, honestly, if this was me, I would, hunker down in whatever hotel room that she's going to, and I would just like weep for like a week. Like shit is just like, this is the kind of stuff that, literally breaks people. Like your brain is not wired to like comprehend all of this shit. Jason lost a mother, watched her go insane and then get killed. Zavi went through a literal haunted house the size of a town, watched his boyfriend die, and like took it on as a vocation to keep this kid alive. Almost died himself from snipers that he didn't know were around. And then Laura was duped by her uncle, watched countless people die in front of her, almost died herself 3 separate times. And then now these people who orchestrated this are used to this kind of mentality. They're used to this kind of event. They just think it's the end of a regular season football game. And it's just like, all right, well, here's your money. Here's your new ID. I don't know. Go to Crackle Barrel. Have a good time. Yeah, you're fine, right? We're good. Cool. We're good. By the way, don't tell anybody about this because, but we're good. And then they just leave. Like that. If they didn't give them any money, they would be homeless and they would probably kill themselves.
You mentioned the sheriff at the beginning of the story who like basically hands over the keys to the games master, or the groundskeeper rather.
Yeah.
But it with his like last message tells Laura, hey, trust me, just like if you do one thing for yourself, like leave town tonight. And she's just like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
Like, why would you just like leave your life behind without like, with just some like vague warning? But he is a loose end, and you wonder if, was he just killed after that, or does he really get some sort of like, his little payday and to go live out and be disappeared somewhere? Or does Laura ever find him?
I think they all get paydays, but the other side of this is just like the paranoia is always going to be there.
Yeah.
If I'm a rich person that orchestrated this secret game, you can't convince me to pay someone to just follow these people around the rest of their life, because I need to know if they squeal.
Yeah.
And if I'm a survivor of it, that's what I'm going to be thinking the entire time. Every person I meet, every person following me too closely in a car, every person serving my food is an agent that's going to just like take me out because I am a loose end. I'm a loose thread. And I don't give a damn if all those people were just like, oh, you can trust us, you're safe. You just destroyed a whole fucking city for fun. I don't trust you for shit.
Yeah. But it's also one of those things where, like, let's say you were abducted by aliens, and the aliens were like,
If I were,
if you tell anybody, we'll kill you. No one's gonna believe you.
that's true.
You were fucking abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those things where the situation is almost so outlandish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have evidence in, like, go to where this town was. Like, it's literally not there anymore.
Right.
But at the same time, there is a little bit of like, this person's crazy to that.
I don't know. Every day I live in the real world, I push crazy further on down the line because as of right now, a UFC ring is being built on the front lawn of the White House. I thought I'd seen everything, and now I don't know what to believe. There's aliens now, I guess. Like that's happening. What the fuck is this reality? But what a great book.
What a book.
I actually really did love this series, and this book was a very nice capstone. Season 2, I hope, opens with these three, but I don't intend it to follow them going forward.
Yeah, my expectation for the next volume of this is 5 years later.
Yeah.
And here's what happens the next tournament, but it would be great to see any of these characters like show back up. You know, does Laura have some sort of motivation to infiltrate and do it again? Does Massachusetts say, hey, Laura, you're my person, and this time Laura comes in with a plan to be like, I'm gonna fuck up this entire thing this time?
Well, as we just learned, Massachusetts will not be fielding a champion.
Oh yeah, that you're right, she won't.
Oh, but New Hampshire might.
Pennsylvania.
Well, no, who's pissed off at Massachusetts the most right now?
New York, right?
New York was Fox
it was
Mass
New York.
Killer.
All right.
Yeah.
That's right.
New York tries to recruit one of those dickheads. And it's just like, hey, you want to get back at the people that ruined your life? Well, come on down.
I still think the biggest chance is that 5 years later the three survivors have trained as survivalists and try to infiltrate the next game and ruin the game.
Try to figure out where the next town is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've used their $100 million to become 3 Batmen.
Yes. I think that's what it's going to be.
If this is James Tynion's backdoor Batman story that he didn't get to tell at DC, I will give him his roses. But can we please get to the epilogue?
Yes. Well, we'll say then that this entire story, speaking of a kind of backdoor pilot, really the only reason we're here is to launch the career of new horror movie superstar Rascal fucking Randy. He was the Jason of Exquisite Corpses, and he may exist beyond. He has, as we find, survived the fall that we thought killed him in Exquisite Corpses, and
didn't he get his head smashed?
Did he get impaled by the?
He got impaled by the
hammer.
handle.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. By whatever Strong's hammer from the. Yeah, Leopold Strong's hammer from the very beginning of the series. Started in the alley, ends in the alley. But yeah, it is promised in this, much like Marvel gives us the Avengers will return at the end of their movies. This told us that we will see Rascal Randy not only in his own miniseries that we already knew he was getting, but we will be seeing him in Exquisite Corpses Volume 2. So he is going to be in the next series proper. Very exciting.
In what capacity do we think?
I think they start off the series with the 3 survivors hunting him down and killing him.
What if he joins them? Rascal Randy. Because we've seen that Jason and Rascal Randy have a weird kinship.
Yeah. Yep.
He didn't kill Jason multiple times when he could have.
Yep.
I feel like the one shot that we're getting from Pornchak Pacheco will explain that a little more. Maybe his motives for not killing Jason. But I would love to see, Andy, these 3 survivalists and a guy in a bunny suit fuck some shit up.
Team up. Yeah.
It's like the Goonies and Sloth.
I do think Rascal Randy is maybe now. It's so funny to think about how like all the cool iconic designs of all the cool characters, and Rascal Randy was such a weird random character.
Yeah.
And he has now transcended the lot of the previous characters and could exist to be something beyond Exquisite Corpses.
Yeah, they started the book with a sexy fox lady with a katana
Yeah.
as the sort of mascot, and then they ended with guy
a literal
in
mascot.
a Chuck E. Cheese, but a murderer.
Yeah.
That's just smart marketing. That's marketing 101.
This is a character that, like, let's say they do the Tiny Onion Worlds crossover kind of book at some point.
Something is killing the children meets Exquisite Corpses.
But Rascal Randy would probably be the guy that you pluck and put into something like that, right? So pretty fun.
Did we all see that Exquisite Corpses as a live action movie is currently in development?
So it's going to be a movie.
Yep.
Do
Live
we
action.
have a studio it's getting produced through, or
There's a producer who's developing it right now. I forget who it is, but
okay. So while we're here, let's fan cast. Who do we want Rascal Randy to be?
Does it matter? He's a Mandalorian type almost.
Stanley Tucci.
I don't think he speaks.
He does speak.
Does he?
In the car. He was in the car and he goes, "Where's my mask?"
Oh, okay, yeah. It's
Kermit the Frog.
yeah, Kermit the Frog plays Rascal Randy. That's great. I love that, actually.
Thank you so much. I can see the sincerity.
Dave Bautista.
Nailed it. Let's not go any further. The Big Show. Never mind. I said no. We're done. Now we're just going to name big people.
My favorite big guys. First Issue Club. Top 10 big guys.
I just want to know what's the likelihood that The Rock and Kevin Hart are cast in this?
Ugh.
With Jack Black being Rascal Randy.
To me, it doesn't seem like a that budget kind of movie.
Oh, I know.
Given I don't know anything about it, yeah.
Just goofing.
They should cast horror movie people as all the killers.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
get Samara Weaving to be Fox Mask Killer.
Who's the girl that's like Maxine?
Oh yeah, yep, her.
What's her name? Come on.
Mia Goth.
Mia Goth.
Thank you.
Who would Mia Goth be? South Carolina?
Yeah, she could be Lady Carolina for sure.
I also think she could be Layla Blaze.
Oh, shit.
You
That's
just
even better.
You make her gnarly looking and shave the side of her head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually pretty fucking good. Fuck.
She plays Demented pretty well. The last scene of what's the middle story or the first one? Pearl.
It was the prequel.
The last
movie.
scene.
The
last scene of Pearl where she's just like smiling like a maniac until her eyes water is like one of the best shots of any horror movie. I love it so much.
That was improv. Did you know that?
Well, I heard something about that, like,
I did hear
wasn't
the subtle yes
scripted or
and.
like I don't know what the situation was, like where he was like, let's just see how long
Yeah,
you can stare into camera.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was basically like Ty West was supposed to like tell her to cut, and he just never did because he was like, let's just see how long she can go.
That's some Kubrick shit.
Dude,
It's
yeah,
so
good.
bananas.
It's so good.
It's so great.
Yeah.
It is like crazy demented.
I feel like Maxine really let down the rest of that trilogy. Not that it was bad, but it just wasn't as good as the other two.
I liked the movie a lot, and it's one of those things where, like, had I watched Maxine without watching those other two,
yeah,
I probably would have like thought it was such a banger. But the bar was set so high by those first two movies.
Yeah.
That, and I think there was, there's loose ties between the movies. And I think there's also like a bit of an expectation that the third movie is going to be like a little more of like the grand reveal of how everything works together. And you get that some with like the pastor,
her
father,
dad.
and her dad. But at the same time, it like doesn't quite explain, why are these the same people in some kind of like epic sci-fi way? All right. Well, I think the closing sentiment is that we, we'll have a break from Exquisite Corpses stuff for a minute, but we'll likely bring back Podsquisite Corpsecast. Maybe not to cover every single issue, but maybe we'll pick up. We'll discuss a handful of the minis in a single episode or whatever we.
I think
have
like
time for.
Reading all the minis for one episode would be a good idea.
Yeah,
but I genuinely am excited to see what season 2 of Exquisite Corpses looks like, and I hope it creates the same kind of fervor and excitement that it did, because I enjoyed I enjoyed doing this show, this little sideshow. The book kept the quality and the excitement and the intrigue through 13 issues. That's a hard thing to do. Like, if you have listened to all 13 episodes of this show, we guessed wrong every single time pretty much on what was going to happen. And that doesn't happen with comic book series pretty much. They're typically pretty predictable things. So I got a kick out of it, and it was fun creating the bracket for our Discord, and it was fun interacting with our friends over on the Discord about the series, and I feel like it just added to the experience. So I am a vote of yes to bring this show back for season 2.
For sure.
Oh, for her, sure.
So we signing off?
Bye.